What is up out there? It's Zero back again with another commentary. Just gonna go ahead and get it out of the way right now. This one ends up in a loss. Don't know what my team was doing a lot of the time. I made a couple really bad decisions. I didn't realize there was a sentry gun overlooking an area where I could have capped a flag for one of the points. That would have definitely helped us out. But nonetheless, I had a pretty exciting streak in the game and did pretty well, and so I thought I'd post it up. And since I'm not going to be even really talking that much about the gameplay anyway, it doesn't really matter all that much if we win or lose. What I'm going to talk about today is the big controversy going around with everyone doing the giveaways. Seems like everybody's got a really big problem with that, and everybody is pretty pissed off about it. Don't really see too many people that are all that for it. Personally, my thought on the whole situation is I don't really care. I made a post on the Huppet forums earlier tonight, I guess it was, or early morning, whatever you want to call it, to this effect, and a thread about it. I'd kind of been waiting for a thread just to voice my opinion on the whole thing, since it seems to be different than everyone else's. The way my opinion goes, it's pretty long-winded for not caring, is that might be making it harder for the small commentators, which I'm included in that, just because they're getting all this attention. But, you know, that's the way the business world works. Large businesses have bigger budgets for advertising. They can afford more television ads or internet advertising or what have you, so they're going to get more exposure. And that's exactly the same thing that's happening here. They have more money for more exposure. They already have a bigger audience, so therefore they're going to be getting the bigger exposure. I think mainly the people that are the most outspoken against it are just trying to stir up drama to get attention on their own, because there's no such thing as bad publicity. Any publicity they get, whether it's positive or negative, talking shit about someone else, tearing other people down, it's going to get them views. People are drawn to controversy like moths are drawn to a flame. That's just human nature, whether you like it or not. I'm personally not too fond of it, but you know, that's just the way it is. The best analogy I can think of is, say I wanted to get into the French fry business, and so I go to Costco and maybe one or two stores, and I can give out a couple small free samples of my French fries. But, you know, I'm not going to start bashing on Ore-Ida and making all these commercials and everything about how they're whoring themselves out because they can afford to give away more free samples at more stores than what I can afford. That's kind of the equivalent of what's going on here. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's a business, and that's just the way business goes. And that's one thing people are going to have to learn to deal with, or else they're not going to make it. There is one upside to this whole thing, and I think some people are already cashing in on that, but as long as there's so many people opposed to this, there's going to be an audience for the people that are opposed to it. There's going to be people that are actively avoiding these people and seeking out the more true commentators that didn't whore themselves out. It's kind of like how some people refuse to shop at Walmart, and look at this guy in my way here, so I can't say B. But it's kind of like those people that don't shop at Walmart because, you know, they don't agree with their whole corporate strategy and everything. They'll go to a different store. They'll go to Whole Foods or someplace like that and pay more for the same product, but just because it's supporting something different. Or they'll go to a mom and pop store down the street and support them over some giant corporation, which I don't wholly disagree with. I think in part that's good. I think competition is good, and when things get as big as companies like Walmart, they kind of have a way of eliminating the competition, but that's a whole other topic for a whole other time, and there's no one in danger of taking over the whole market of commentating. It's not something that's ever going to happen. And the reason that it's not going to happen is simply because there's so many points of views, and people will gravitate toward what point of view that they like the best. That's just how it goes. And I seriously don't know what's going on here in the game. I'm pretty much holding down this whole middle area by myself, and the rest of my team is just nowhere to be found. I think they're camping over in the building by C, but they even lost the C flag. Yeah, this is what I usually get in. This is why I have such a horrible win-loss. But anyway, back to the topic. I also have the theory that in the end, all these commentators that are doing the giveaway, they really aren't going to be getting as much out of it as people think. I mean, sure, they're giving away things now. They're getting a huge spike in views. They're requiring people to favorite and subscribe and all this. But honestly, I think in the end, it's going to end up with just a lot of inactive subscribers. For the most part, I think people are only going to watch the videos when there's a giveaway, and if they don't unsub from them, they're probably just not going to watch that many other videos in the first place after this. And since all the commentators are paid on views, if they're not getting the views, then they're not really making anything. I mean, sure, they might have a sudden burst and make a lot of cash quick while they're doing this giveaway, but in the end, unless they keep doing giveaways just constantly over and over and basically dedicate their channel to that, which would cut into their money-making funds quite a bit, I don't think it would pay out in the end. I think basically they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot with the whole thing. Maybe they'll make some new loyal subscribers, but the majority of the subscribers that they get aren't going to be loyal. They're probably going to get a lot of unsubs here before too long, and it's not going to be that big of a deal when it all comes down to it. The one thing that irritates me is, though, they are requiring people to sub to the channel and favorite the video. I can kind of understand the subbing to the channel, but favoriting the video is a little much. I refuse to enter the contest just because of the favoriting the video thing. My favorites list is strictly for videos that are my favorites that I want to watch time and time again, and I don't want to shit it up with stupid things that I'm not interested in for a contest that's going to be over in a few months. I guess I could always remove it after that, but that's just too much of a hassle. It's kind of lying. It's not really my favorite video. I'm just doing it to enter a contest, but damn it, I want to win some stuff too. So I heard somebody's doing one where you just email a random number, which I think that's the way it should be done. And that way there can't really be any argument that they're doing it for views and doing it for anything other than to give back to the community. But then again, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be able to use their giveaways as advertisement for their brand. Every other company on the face of the planet does it, and really the only people you hear complaining about it are the smaller commentators or smaller companies, if you will. The whole controversy that everyone is bringing up is really just stupid teenage jealousy masquerading as moral superiority. They want to say that they're better than that and they wouldn't do that, and really they're taking a stand against something that isn't even wrong in the first place. They just think it's wrong because they don't have the upper hand in it. And I don't know, it's just high school stupid cliquish drama, to be completely honest. But you know what? If they want to use that drama to get themselves viewers, that's fair too. This is America. It's free market capitalism at its finest, right there. Maybe I am a little bit wrong and biased on this opinion as well. I mean, my YouTube channel is extremely small at the moment, so it doesn't really affect me. I can see these other somewhat large commentators being affected by it. Maybe they are losing out on views to some of these other commentators. Maybe they feel like they're not able to compete as well or something. And look at this spectacular failure of shooting right here. But at the point I'm at, I mean, I'm not even competing right now. My channel's so small, no one's taking any views from me. There aren't any really views to be had. I'm still working on building that up, and maybe one of these days I'll get angry over people taking views away from me, but I don't think so. I think if someone's taking views away from me, they really can't take views away from me. Views are there for people to earn. And if someone's interested in what I have to say, then they're going to watch what I have to say, regardless of what other people are saying. That's just the way it goes. You can't really steal someone's views. Unless they have a limited amount of time and they can only watch one commentary a day, which I don't think really many people are under that restriction. So, long story short, I think the whole thing is just silly, petty, childish bullshit, and I hope I never get involved in online drama like this. My whole goal in my channel is just to be myself and stay objective for the most part. That's how I am in real life. I can usually see points in all sides of an argument, and I like to stay objective and consider everything equally and hopefully come out to the best informed decision I can. And this is where I screw up. I totally didn't think about this gun covering me while I went and capped B by myself. So, I'm partially to blame right here. Although, could use a little bit of teammate help instead of them trying to cap A. But, what can you do? I probably would have died trying to cap it, but at least I could have given it an effort, which is more than a lot of people do. If you think it's clear and you go for it and you end up dying by someone you didn't see, at least the effort's better than not trying at all, and that's usually all I ask for in a teammate is basically someone who tries to make the best decision possible and who gives it their all instead of just camping in the back trying to rack up the kills. But there's the end of the game. I didn't come out with the best score, but came out pretty good. I played my hardest. I tried to get a win, and I ended up with the final kill cam. Made my mistakes, but yeah, it's a team effort, so it's not one person. Usually. Sometimes it is.